basement experience with Group A. Did you first? Where were you? Did you have a place you was most of the time, or did you go in different areas?
Different areas.
Okay.
Yeah, we made our rounds to different corners, but there were other parts where we got activity and others
Okay.
we got none, or not much.
Do you feel you was led by like your intuition of where to go, where you're feeling you needed to go?
I think what was it? We went to where the EMF was flickering the most and kind of like stopped there and asked some questions and waited.
We were in the back. Like if you walk into the basement, all the way in the back corner where
The risers were.
yes.
Okay.
That's where we were getting the most activity.
Like back corner where like the
Where
back.
the furnace boiler is?
Yes.
Where the water is.
Where the water is on
So
the ground.
under us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a little square that had water sitting in it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And is that where you went first?
That's where we were at first.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go from there?
From there to the cistern. How you pronounce
That
it?
little closed-in room?
Yeah.
A really stinky room.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And then from there, the area where there was a table, we went there.
Towards the
Table
front,
like the front.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
where there was that staircase up there.
Okay. Thank you for turning the flashlight on. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of our energy, like we just, to kind of bring it in.
And then we went around to the
Gym room.
The gym room. Where the gyms were.
Is that back far corner?
Back over here with.
So it would have been underneath the other side?
Yes.
Oh, that little closed-off separate room.
Yeah, where all the shelving.
So you did go in there?
Yes.
We didn't even step in there.
That's where I got a name.
Okay.
And then it gave us confirmation of the name.
Okay. Like name from senses and knowing or from scientific?
It was no scientific, but I feel we got confirmation because after we asked if that was correct, it went,
Okay, so there was scientific proof to back up the name, is that what I'm
It was the EMF responded to the question of, is this your name? And then the EMF
went on? Okay.
We also had significant temperature drop throughout the entire time we were down there.
About what temperature did it get down to?
We started at 65.4 and it went down to 61.
I think ours got down to about 62, 63.
I think it got down to 61 point something.
We started at
That could have been
64.6 when we go down there. And, yeah, we were down to like 61 point something when
That
we were getting
could
in.
just be the temperature down there that took the
It
eddy.
could be.
Yeah.
But I know the notes of it.
But it's odd because it was so gradual a change. Was it gradual or did it just drop?
It was gradual as we continued to ask questions and get responses from the EMF.
Okay.
Can you see the flashlight, Dan?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It keeps blinking on and off like it's SOSing again.
You turn off the light, please. Thank you.
The flashlight has been very cooperative with Dan, not so cooperative with myself or the other women in the group. That's why I asked how the tools were working with you guys, because I didn't really want to talk to me much tonight. Dan, are you feeling pulled into the other room? I see you keep looking over and out.
No, I'm just observing,
Okay.
just in case.
Did you get a gender in the basement?
female.
Age range?
I got the feeling of a young girl if it'd be teens or early 20s, but I just know the feeling was much younger than me.
And she got that feeling when we were towards this area, the back.
We have confirmation of that as well in the basement. And we got more of that. And Kizzy, you can touch on that. But
I heard it too.
could be ice melting. Yeah, Kizzy, if you want to touch on
Yeah, I also felt a young female downstairs. I don't remember the names of the room.
The closed-in room.
But that's like where I first got drawn from, was that closed off room. And then in where the risers were is where we actually got the confirmation, working with Flash. And I just felt the presence.
And even know that Shannon was very drawn towards the sister room.
That's where we went first. And then we made our way to this back corner. And then I made my way and took pictures of the back. When we were over here, there's that little space that had like the table. You probably want us to ask questions. But it sounds like we got the same entity in the basement. In the basement, there was also more than one. It's Flash said yes, there was more than one in the basement. I picked up a boy, but didn't get confirmation. We didn't get confirmation on that.
No. I also felt a teenage boy down there.
We did get confirmation that there was something that happened down there that wasn't technically supposed to happen down there. And it wasn't like kids playing around, because we asked that.
Right.
Did we get we got Shady Deal? Yes, was a confirmation on Shady Deal. Then Dan felt the brush behind him. We also got confirmation that ashes may have been left behind, or someone left behind, like maybe bodies weren't cared for the way that
Or claimed.
claimed that could have been, and so maybe they weren't disposed of, Kizzy was feeling itchy above her body down there. You had pressure over your eyes and hard to breathe down there.
I also had smelled smoke.
Yeah,
In
smell
different
fire
spots.
smoke.
Was it like wood smoke, cigar smoke, cigarettes?
No, it was like a fire, like a house fire smell.
That's what I put down, fire smoke.
Yeah.
That's what I had for notes in the basement, yeah. And if anybody wants clarifying questions, the Flash is working, so we can do that. I just wanted to start talking about things to get it going. Maybe we want to find out, like, if we were investigating and not just, now that we know that there's this female, this younger female, teenager to younger 20s, and we kind of got the same thing downstairs. Maybe we want to find out more about her. We did get, I wonder if she's the same entity, female, that was in the embalming room, because there was a young female in there that volunteered here. So when we were in there, it was really like, no pun intended, dead. And we made a joke about something, it's dead or whatever, and the Flash came on.
Oh, you were talking about it needing batteries, so you said something
Right.
about.
I said, "Are you dead?" And the flashlight came on bright. But we were getting a female in there, and the confirmation was that they were a volunteer here. But I wonder if it's the same female.
Yeah. I didn't feel that
Like
it was,
the
but
same. Also in the embalming room, I felt kidney pressure. I don't know if you guys had any type of activity in there and what you got. We didn't get a lot. That was the only thing we got in there, was that female.
Is there like an air duct in there that's blowing cold air in there?
there is a fan
Yes.
up on the top that, I mean, it's not,
I couldn't.
I turned it on when I was there and it's very noisy, but I had thought I had heard like music or something, and I ended up standing near the vent, near the thing, and maybe it was just air and stuff that I could hear through that. So there may have been air coming through there.
Because I did feel pressure, like from where the chapel is, going in there and into the bump across my.
Yeah, first time we
Okay,
walked
Kizzy
in.
says she felt it in the lower back too.
Yeah.
Oh. But the girl did not tell us that, we did not get a yes that the pain had anything to do with her. But I wrote it down just in case we come across in the research that someone died of kidney failure or whatever. Anything else in the basement that you want? I see you took notes. Anything else in the basement that you wanted to share?
I don't have anything else listed for the basement,
Okay.
other
What-
than the name that
What name did you?
Francis
Francis B.
B.
Francis B. Take a peek.
And the EMF detector wasn't really moving or doing anything, and then when she said Francis B, it was going crazy.
Okay.
I got the name Emma Jean when she.
Whoa.
Flashlight and EMF. When you went to say Emma Jean.
Emma Jean, the young. I'm getting confirmation at my body. The young girl in the. Over by the dog's cage. Just outside of the
Embalming room.
embalming room. I got the name Emma Jean with a little tap on my left side ovary for the young girl.
And was that where we were standing when I felt the pain on
Yes.
my face and my eye and
Yeah.
around here?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was my left side.
And
Yeah.
it was where?
I didn't want to say anything yet, but
Over by the dog's
I did the
cage.
same thing you
By the
were
dog kennel?
talking about.
Just in front of the
Involved.
embalming room. Where you guys said there was a young girl.
Okay, we put a puck there, but we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't done all the research. I have names here.
And there was another name I got, which was Rebecca out here.
And
And again, it could be people that have been buried. I mean, not buried.
Visited.
Funerals.
Visited.
Been visited here.
Visited.
Yeah. I did something that, the candle gazing. I took my glasses off, and then I had a duck.
small duck, big bird, fox, scorpion, old lady, face with high cheekbones and Cruella de Vil hair. Got Rebecca.
And then I got Rebecca at the end of it.
I was thinking that EMF might be attuned to something downstairs, but it wasn't even going off when we were down there.
It's so perfect. Oh my gosh.
There goes the flashlight again.
Can you please turn off the light?
Like I just turned it on.
You just said Cruella de Vil, and a couple days ago I started seeing Cruella de Vil's hair everywhere.
Well, that's where I saw the lady's skull, sunken eyes, high cheekbones, and Cruella de Vil's hair.
The half black, half white.
Yep.
Me
But
too.
the way it was shown, it was like the duck, big bird, and it was like her.
I think it's worth noting that as you're talking about the hair specifically, as soon as you said that, the light went out.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought it was something just telling me that I need to dye my hair like that because I'm random like that. And you say it, so
Well, I got 2 teeth taken out not too long ago, and it actually was on Halloween, and my dentist was actually dressed up as Cruella de Vil.
That might be coincidence.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Well, the kind of cool part is you have dogs.
Yes,
Yeah.
lots of dogs.
No, but
Multiple
Not
times.
101, but
multiple dogs.
let me see. He's got 6 upstairs. 6, 7, 8. And the 10's got 3, 11.
So maybe that was just confirmation from this lady recognizing that You're Cruella de Vil in disguise. I don't know.
So we're actually due for a litter May 6th.
Hopefully you won't get 101.
We could ask if the female that we sensed in the basement was the same female that you sensed. Was it in the basement?
I didn't sense a female. I sensed the male,
In
the Francis B.
with the gorilla
The younger female.
I sense.
Where did you sense the younger female again?
Down there, and then I felt a female presence outside the embalming room by the dog's cage.
And we got a younger female, different female in the chapel in
You
the
keep
bedroom.
getting a nudge.
What's up?
You keep getting a nudge to look over there.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything, but it's,
I'm just wondering if you're feeling getting pulled, like to go. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, do we need to go over there instead?
And it just got brighter.
I'm pretty
Just keep going.
comfortable, Flash.
well, I'm debating whether I want to do the front or into the big room.
We could ask Flash.
Do we need to move somewhere else to investigate?
Don't be rude. Answer the question.
Have Dan ask it.
Should we go into the big room to investigate? Turn on if you say yes.
That's,
Dan, had I shared with you before we went to do the start of our investigation that I was sitting in the sun, so it wasn't chilly at all, but I had a chill, the knowing of a spirit, and then I saw a flash, a darker flash, go right between us, out around, and it stood to the right of your shoulder.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
So that was one of my first things that I experienced.
And you said you had seen a shadow as well? Oh, there we go.
But he stood at your right shoulder.
I
Yep.
saw a figure earlier when we first went into that room, and it was when I looked down there, and it was almost like it was leaving the room and coming around the corner. But I think that was a tall man. But then later, when we made our way down that way, I had got the feeling of a small boy with dark hair and a striped shirt. And then just a little bit ago, when we were in the hallway, I sensed a young boy, long arms and legs. I almost got the feeling that he looked like Alfalfa from the Little Rascals with the way his hair was, and he was kind of had this goofy personality, and then right after I sensed him, I got this pain, and I wasn't sure if it was associated with him or somebody else coming through. It was like this weird, like it went through me, or like, so I don't know if there's an accident and an impalement or something, but it like just had something to do with going through here in my ribs, and it was pretty painful for a moment, and it was
Towards
unlike
the
any
back,
pain.
towards like your kidneys almost?
It was like, yeah, like right
that's
in
where
here.
mine was, back in there.
And
then
it-
Mine was
kidneys.
my lower back.
Mine just felt like my kidneys, that straight, like across the whole kidney back.
Yeah, and maybe it was the kidneys. I don't really know. I've never sensed that pain before, so I had no idea what it was that was coming through. I did when we first went in there. I had a pain on my lower left back, like on the lower side. But as I was sitting there for a moment, it kind of spread around to the side, so I didn't know if it was a spleen or not. I don't know my organs too
And
well,
anyone
I
that
wasn't in
has
health
had
class.
kidney stones or known somebody that has had kidney stones, they'll say it radiates from the front to the back, and it'll be like cutting through you.
Yeah.
Extremely painful.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say that we have the recorder on, and that's going to be really loud. For whoever's listening, I apologize. But the flash did come on when we were talking about the kidneys. But we did not get confirmation when we were asking that it was the woman. But when we went over there, the first thing I did was sense a male presence. I was just kind of trying to figure out what we were doing. Just like standing up in that window area.
And that's what I got too. Someone standing in that middle of the window, kind of gazing out.
So, I've sensed a male, I've sensed a young boy, but did not get confirmation with scientific tools that there was a young boy. Just sensed them. Did get confirmation a young woman, teenager. And if they're not the same, we got confirmation of the other female,
The volunteer.
younger volunteer that
Yep.
was here. Did we get any other confirmation on any other entities?
When we were in
Chapel?
the chapel, when I said I felt like there was a presence over in the corner, flash turned on.
Did we get a gender?
But I don't think we had asked a gender.
I remember you had taken a picture when you had sensed that.
Mm-hmm.
I know I asked for names, but I don't know if we got anything.
So did you guys get anything in the, now that we're talking about the chapel, did you guys get anything in the chapel?
Was that the room we were in where
You put the thing on the bed, and it kind of went off the whole time we were in there.
yeah, the EMF detector.
Yeah.
But I think that's where we were when I got the image of a really tall man with bald
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
mustache.
taller man with a mustache, and all the energies were mashing together.
Yeah, I started to not be able to like separate anything. There was just so much energy in there.
I got the message of hand over hand
Yeah.
because I had asked if it was anybody related to Michelle, and it didn't confirm that, but it was like handing down the place generation after generation. And then I get hamburger and french fries, but I got the feel and sense of overseas. It was like somebody from Germany.
You know what's funny is that you mentioned hand over hand, and then you just said hamburger. When we were in the chapel, the name, the letter H,
Yep.
came up. We didn't get a confirmation from that,
No.
but the letter H did come up. So it that just rang when she hit
Hand over hand.
and that she had hamburger and that same.
And I felt it felt like somebody touched the back of my calf, like somebody took their fingers and just like pushed right against the back of my calf when we were in there.
When Jacqueline was in there, she asked some questions, and she said like a child, like a person like this high, walked by her, and the flashlight.
It's turning on.
Yeah. So in the chapel, Kizzy cold upper back, male spirit yes. Over 50 undecided, under 50 undecided, 50 question mark. Not a family member, not an owner, did not have a funeral, but then dropped 6 degrees. We asked if they lived on the property, nothing, but then we said worked on the property, and it said yes. Then it dropped a full degree. And we said, Jacqueline said, did you die here? And the flashlight said yes. And we asked if between an 8 and 10-year-old girl, because Jacqueline felt like there was like a young girl. But there
I
was no
felt the young
confirmation.
girl too.
That was the chapel. We felt really heavy in the chapel when we walked in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just a mix of all kinds of different emotions. I guess, I don't know, did you guys get any other entities other than that?
Not that I've written down or recalled.
Since we've arrived here, the name Harold keeps coming in and out
He's an H name.
with me. And it is an H name.
I got that on the way here.
Harold.
Harold.
I mean, there's probably a lot of heralds that went through here. That's popular.
Yeah.
You think?
Sarah was also feeling when we were sitting in the entry room, like she was being guided, or she was wanting to be the guide.
Yeah.
Oh, like you're being brought.
It felt like a hand here or here.
I felt like it was possibly an usher,
An usher.
an usher,
Oh.
ushering the people in to
Maybe
to be
volunteer.
seated.
You mentioned that you had trouble with all the energy in
Did
the
the light just
chapel,
turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and you were talking about how heavy the energy was. That makes sense because the chapels where the heaviest emotions would have been handled or would have been started to process for the family of the people who have passed. Even if it's just residual emotional energy, it's still going to reside.
I think because of how strong the emotions were here at the whenever there was a funeral and all that grief and sadness and prayer, that there is a lot of residual energy. Like I can feel it just like hits me like a wave the moment I enter in there, and I think I think that in the chapel as well, and it's probably something that'll always be there because there's just so much emotion with that.
I was just looking through the list and there's no H.
Not even a last name.
Not yet, but again, I wasn't able to finish everything.
Harold Howard.
You can
Goes
ask
and goes.
Flash. I mean, Flash is working. I mean, Team A didn't get to use Flash at all, and it's just like a pendulum. It's a yes and no. So if we had a client, let's put that out there. If we had a client, and we came up at least with the female and the young boy, and we all sensed, well, I can't say we all did, but a lot of us sensed the man energy in the beginning, especially. What do we want to know? What would we want to tell our client? What do we want to find out from a scientific tool? Like, they came forward for a reason, and there's a lot of people that probably went through here, and there's a lot of people that owns this property.
Yeah.
So that would be a question, you know, are you somebody that went through here for a funeral, or were you,
Like, did you have a funeral here?
or were you an
Or you went to-
owner or a family member of an owner?
So far, we have that the man that was in the chapel worked here.
Mm-hmm.
We have the female that was in the embalmery, a volunteer here.
Yep.
The teenager or young adult woman, we didn't find out. Hello. I feel like she's been the most present because she came to you guys and us.
Mm-hmm.
The woman in the basement.
I got chills.
I just know.
And I wonder
too.
if she's part of the shady deal thing. I wonder if she's
Oh,
here
yep.
because of the
Oh.
shady deal. Like she's stuck because of things that happened that weren't supposed to happen.
I feel
I
like
feel-
it's connected with the water area
It could
down
even be
there.
before or even after the funeral home.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
When it was the doctor's office even.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, I
even
didn't know it
before,
was doctor's
or even before that. I
I
mean,
think it's
yeah,
way
when
before.
when they couldn't sell alcohol, like in different
Prohibition.
basements, they would make.
Last year?
That's right. This was a dry town, right? Wasn't this a dry town?
Last year.
But I mean, bootlegging was huge, especially in the houses that had the basements and the. And wasn't it you?
The
that
Baldwin
said
sisters,
someone
down
went out that
cellar,
window?
with a hatchet.
They rushed out the window.
So far, no flash is coming on for all of our theories so far.
I thought I just saw her. Almost like stream of smoke come out around your. Right around your head, kind of. Like.
I was thinking.
It came out kind of spiral and just like disappeared quickly.
The last year fumes running out.
I plead the fifth. Okay.
you drank
I want to get down to let's try to investigate this young woman that was in the basement. Because she's the one who's been visiting both teams.
May I interject before you do? Interrupt.
You're already doing it.
That was my thought, it's happening.
Okay.
It's happening already. Flashlights on.
The activity that you experienced as a team, would you say that it's been active or residual?
I think both.
I would agree both. I feel like there was a lot of residual in the embalming room because it was just
Please turn the light off. Thank you.
there wasn't very much intelligent conversation in the embalming room till the very end. But everywhere else we went, it was intelligent.
Okay.
Flash worked pretty well all night for us.
Yeah.
Except in the embalming room.
Yeah.
Except in the embalming room. In there just kind of flickered, like with the energy, there was just kind of nothing. It was just like,
And my nose
It was
didn't
very
stop
blasé
when we
in
were
there.
in there too.
what's that, Dan?
I said it was just very blasé in there. Like it
Yeah.
didn't really feel like anything. The only thing I really felt something in was probably the chapel. When I first walked in, I did get that really heavy feeling.
Well, you figure anybody that works in an embalming room, they have to put up a shield big time to do what they have to do in there.
Well, I do the same thing with my job too.
Yeah.
Like we have to put on that shield. We can't do this.
We can't have an emotion.
Regardless. Yeah.
It's just a body, but it's really somebody you know. Imagine working here and you're working on a lot of the people that you're seeing at the grocery store or, you know,
Friends or family.
friends or family. So maybe that's why you couldn't get a lot out of there.
And I think that's why it's harder for me to open up. I'm not saying it's impossible. There are some things I do feel.
Yeah.
I think it is harder for me to open up because I have that switch. I have to turn it off at work. And sometimes it just stays off. I sometimes have a very crude or dark sense of humor that everybody else may not understand or even be offended by.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like, okay, it's just part of your job kind of thing.
My chest just got really tight. And it felt like someone was coming towards me. Like I didn't see anything, but I could just feel it. And then it got really heavy.
Possibly that's what the person in the embalming room was feeling.
With putting their emotions back. Yep.
Yep.
Wasn't there someplace that I was feeling like I couldn't breathe or it was heavy on my chest, and we asked if the EMF, if there was like
Didn't you do
breathing
that?
problems. If there wasn't, then I was like,
You did that in the over by the dog cage.
And then it went
You
off.
you asked if it was a stroke and a head injury.
I wondered a stroke when she came in and said half her face.
Yeah.
That was what I got, was stroke, and
Yeah.
just didn't want to put it out there. Flash came on when you guys started talking about it.
If you had a stroke, can you turn off the light?
It just
And just for confirmation, can you go ahead and turn it on for us if you had that stroke?
Didn't
I
bel
saw something small run by in the room. But all the dogs are in the cages, right? Okay.
You mean just a second ago? Because when that car went by, I saw like a shadow.
It
And
was
I'm assuming
white.
it was the car.
And it was round, like I got what it looked like was the back end of a dog running by over that way. Probably like 4 feet past the door, and it looked like it was starting to run by. And
Then okay.
it was like the very center from the door.
do we know what time it is, guys?
9:20.
high cheekbones.
Yep.